It takes years of preparation, hours of rehearsals, and long days on the road for the young women who will represent this state at the Miss America competition. This weekend, supporters were in Madison County to celebrate Miss Mississippi 2026 and Miss Mississippi's Teen. As 3 on Your Side's Maggie Wade tells us tonight, they are hoping this is the year this state will win the national titles.
Miss Mississippi Jane Granberry and Miss Mississippi's Teen Madeline Sullivan are both dancers. They have been on their toes with performances since they were practically toddlers. They have been working in rehearsals to share their dance skills on the Miss America stage next month.
The biggest stage I will ever perform on, which is crazy. And so every time I step into the studio, I think back to the Jane who first fell in love with dance, the one who first wanted to dance to Tina Turner and really, live and dance and breathe, through this art that I loved. And so I try to remember her every single time I step into the studio, and even on the harder days, that's what really keeps me going.
I actually have dance rehearsal in Jackson, so I'm spending the night tonight and having dance rehearsal bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm really, really excited to hit the stage at Miss America's Teen. No matter what happens, I know that I gave it my all, so I'm just really excited to see all of my hard work pay off.
Granberry is an Ole Miss graduate and has earned more than $50,000 in scholarships.
I mean, we're talking about $50,000 cash scholarships that I could have used anywhere. That's not counting any in-kind scholarship that I received from other universities that I didn't take. So beyond the opportunities that I dove into, there were so many more. And so that's why Miss America is the perfect fit for any young woman, because it caters to exactly what you need. They just give you the pathway to do it.
Sullivan says she first competed at Miss Mississippi's Teen when she was 13.
I had no clue what I was doing. I was very not confident with who I was. I struggled with interview, but thanks to competing over the past 3 years, I've had many mock interviews and many in-person interviews that have really helped me find my sense of self. And I think that's what I love most about the Miss America opportunity, finding your sense of self and the scholarship dollars.
Granberry has traveled across the state collecting books and promoting her community service initiative, Literacy Without Limits, something she hopes to share with the nation.
Passing out books and making free resources for people, and really just using my love for literacy to try to impact someone else, because at the end of the day, that is the foundation of the rest of our lives. And if I can give one person the gift of literacy or the gift of confidence in their literacy, then that's a job well done.
Granberry could become the 5th Miss Mississippi to win the Miss America crown. So far, there has been a 4th and 2nd alternate to Miss America's Teen from Mississippi. Sullivan hopes to be the first from this state to win the national title. In Madison County, Maggie Wade, 3 on Your Side.